I'm on the road today. That's a rare occurrence with COVID. My business before COVID, I'd be doing 15,000, 20,000 miles a year in the car, meeting customers face to face. And now, this is my second trip out the whole year to meet a customer. I'll do 200 miles for the year. It's completely different. I do everything via Zoom. 99% of what I do, and it seems to work. So the reason I'm going to see this customer is they were my first ever customer for Business Think. And I haven't mentioned this on social media, but this week it's 10 years since Business Think was started. 10 years. And they were my first customer. They were the ones who said, come and meet us, we'll work with you, we'll pay you. So I drove in my car just like this to this destination, the same location, they're still in the same place, spent half a day with them in the office, did some AdWords work, I think, from memory, and that relationship started there. Every year for 10 years, I've worked with them every month. So once a year, every Christmas, I will drive out to see them because they were the first customer. No one ever forgets their first customer. And that's what I'm doing today. It will still be a business meeting. This business is a very professional business, and they will ask me difficult questions because they always do, and I will try to find some easy answers. To be paid every month, you have to do something different and valuable every single month. And after 10 years, that gets more difficult. But we're still doing it. So I'll do my usual format of the old videos I used to do. I'm in the car, driving to see a customer. It's very rare now, but I'm still doing it. And I'll find out what happens, and I will tell you later the outcome of that meeting and what we learned, and try and pass on some messages and some knowledge. Okay, I've just finished the meeting. It was a couple of hours with the business, and this is what we did. My job, after this much time working with the business, obviously I understand quite well after 10 years, is to look for signs. To look at the data that we collect from their marketing in terms of AdWords data and search engine optimization data, MailChimp data, the whole thing, right? And I'm looking for spikes or anomalies or discrepancies which might be an opportunity or a threat, but opportunity would be better. And the core data we're looking at is who bought it. You know, coming to the site is one thing. I want to know who bought it. And so the sales transactional data leads. And I said to her, how's it going? She said, it's going really well. We're doing really well, we had a great year, and now our turnover is 50% export and 50% UK, and unusually, we seem to be getting a lot of more sales from Asia. So my job at that point is to go, why is that? Because I don't know. I've set up the marketing, but we need to understand why this has happened. It hadn't happened before, and there's always a cause and effect in marketing. It's happened for a reason. My job is to dig down and understand what that reason was, the cause of this upturn in sales from a particular segment of the marketplace, and focus in on it and give it a boost to stimulate it. And so that's what came out today. So 50% sales split amongst export and UK sales. Something's going on in Asia. All right, I'll go and have a look. Now, the 50% sales proportion in terms of export is really interesting, because when I first met them 10 years ago, it wasn't that at all. It was like 5%. And the first brief they gave me, it wasn't a marketing meeting. It was a strategy review about what you want to do with your life and your business, in what time frame, and let's work out how to do it. And one thing that came out of that meeting was, we think exactly the same scenario back then. Something going on with Africa. We're getting some sales from Africa. We don't know why. So I'll go and find out. Find out why they're happening. And then we push all the marketing investment onto that pressure point, and the market grows. It's targeted marketing. So at that point, it was like 5% of their business. Now it's 50%. And most of it previously was Africa. That worked quite well. When we've got something that works, I'm just going to do it again. I'm going to do exactly the same thing again. Right, worked for Africa really well. Now we've got this Asia kind of traction. I'm going to do exactly the same thing again, because it's a marketing process and a system. And my approach on marketing is, we are humans and our brains are computers. And if I can reach you and you can hear me, and I say the right things in the right order that appeals to you and gives you a satisfaction of a need, sales go up. Simple as that. It's all about contact, right? So that's my new job from today, and why they'll pay me next month and the month after is, let's go and get Asia. We're going to use digital marketing to do that. when I was thinking about it, just before I turned the video on, there's an interesting story back then again, is how we did that, and I will share that with you. At the time, it was very difficult to reach Africa as a marketplace. It wasn't quite clear how the digital channels worked, and they had different devices, and they weren't as, what's the word? It's all very mobile-centric Africa at that time. We sat down and went, how can we do this? And I said, let's go after some keyword phrases, and we'll build websites just for one phrase. We'll have a brand new website for one keyword phrase, and we'll build it around it, and we'll try and get the SEO ranking to come up. It's 10 years ago, right? And that's an interesting idea. That's why this business is so entrepreneurial, right? Some guy just come to meet them and said, I want you to spend money on an entire website, but only for one keyword phrase. And that's how we penetrated that market. We launched one website, independent, a new one, not their old site, built purely around getting a ranking for one phrase in Africa, geographically. And that's what happened. Now, the interesting part is that shouldn't have worked. If you'd read everything on the internet about how digital marketing works, and search engine optimization specifically back then, it would have said that does not work. Creating a domain and a website for one keyword phrase. Google were putting out messages and information say, this will not work, you will not get a ranking if you do this method. And so not many people did. My experience back then was I'd seen it work by accident. You learn a lot by accident in marketing. I'd seen it work by accident. I thought, well, that's interesting. I can't explain it. It must be because the domain aligns, the website aligns, and the keyword aligns. It must be. You know, if I eliminate everything else, it's what I'm left with. So I said, you know, you'll have to take me on trust on this. If you go and search it on the internet right now, it'll tell you that I'm completely wrong. And you won't do it. So they did take me on trust on that, and it worked. Don't believe everything you read. That's my message there around marketing, specifically internet marketing. That's what experience brings you, doesn't it? Is I'll try different things that people say don't work, and they do. Not always. So that's what came out today, is 10 years to the day, I'm sitting in their office, still marketing, still looking for new markets, still doing the same thing, looking for those opportunities by analysing data and not guessing, and then setting up communication channels, in this particular case for Asia. I'm sure we'll use AdWords because we've got an effective campaign for Africa. I'm just going to copy that. I've learned how to do it from all the experience of running this campaign for 10 years. Why would I reinvent the wheel? I'm going to copy it, change the word Africa for Asia, and that should still work. And we'll do some email marketing and definitely maybe set up some SEO around it. I'm not sure the one website, one keyword thing would work now. I haven't tried it for a while, but it worked then, and they said it wouldn't. Yeah. So that was what happened today. I'm not going to make a long video. As you know, I don't script these videos. I'll just get in the car and say what happened. Yeah. So I'll end by saying I probably won't do another video like this for a while. I'm going to make a lot more video next year. That's my plan. But in terms of car videos, probably not, because I don't get in the car very often, which is good for the environment, I guess. Yeah. So this is the last car video I'm going to do. If you want to watch more of these, then I made loads years ago. I'll put a link in the actual video file. I would just say I wish you a really good 2022. These are unprecedented times to be in business and to be a business leader and to be an employee, really, with COVID and Brexit and everything. All the things they say you need in business. I need certainty to plan. There is none of that. And so if you are in business, then I do honestly think you are amazing, however well it's going, to be in business. I think you're amazing to be in business right now, and you should be proud of that, and have a good break. I'm having 3 weeks off this year for Christmas. Normally I have 2. I'm having 3 because recharge, relaunch, rethink. I'll achieve double by being mentally rested. That's my theory. Yeah. See you later.